Hey everyone, so today we're going to look at the full text search, and this is where we could look at previous executions. And you may want to find, like, you could search the executions today, but you have to go through each one. So if we go over to before I start that, so this is a test process I've used. So we received a few messages on it, and your messages will show up on the right side here of all the transactions that came in. And I just put a little sleep, so that's why you're seeing the 5 seconds here. So if you switch over to history now, this is where we're going to do the actual search. Now you could just click on details and it would bring you to the actual execution and what the message is, and this is like the content of our message. So what we want to do is instead of going through each one of these to find our IDs, we may want to do this search tool will give us the capability of searching through all of this to find those specific IDs or names or search a payload. So maybe I will want to search for a name, so let's try to search for Johnny, and you can see the load-in circle is there. Oops. So we may want to, you'll put this in quotes. Okay, so we're finding everything that contains Johnny. So it's actually, the actual name is Johnny2, so it found that partial search. And the cool thing is you can see it's highlighted here a little bit to see what it looks like. So it's in the first name of this, it's the value, the first name value. Now if I wanted to actually get the actual value, now you see it actually filtered it down to the actual Johnny2 record. So that's how you would filter down to the exact string that you would want. Now if I wanted to search multiple values, like if I wanted to do Johnny2 or Johnny3 or Maria, so let's try that. So I got Johnny2 and Johnny3, and you see I left space here, so that will give us kind of like a OR condition. And I will do it again for another name. So I found a record here with Maria in it. Now if we wanted to find 3 different values in the same record, we could try this. And so notice I'm putting a capital here, so I'm going to show that it's not case sensitive. So we got to surround this with codes. So we want to check for record. So if the record has like a Maria Williams and Miami in it, so we're gonna see if that works. Okay, now the reason why you saw it flash like that is it's because while every time you type a character here, it starts to initialize the search. So since it doesn't really have a search button, it's going to try to assume that you ended the search. So the trick I have that I have now, so what you could do is you could type everything out that you want all the way up to that last character. Wait for the loading circle to stop. When it stops, then you put your end quotes. And what I will do is, since that was the last character I wanted to type for the search, it will come back with the result now. Because if you try to type every time you type a character for the search criteria, it's going to keep trying to load and load, and sometimes it may catch it and then it will just blank again. So, or it may not catch it at all. So that's why I recommend just type your whole search criteria, wait for the loading circle to stop, and then end it with your last code or the last character of your search. Okay, so right now you see it only found one record. It found the Maria Williams, and then the Miami is somewhere in here also. So it found the 3. So that's, you could actually find multiple if you knew your record has these unique values. And another way to do the same search, you could do it by just put in pipes instead of spaces, and it means the same thing. So if you do like this, I'll just make sure we refresh the results so you can see it work. And it does the same, you get back the same result. So it's either the spaces or the pipes will give you kind of like the OR condition. So now let's try to search, let's try to work with some IDs. So I'm going to pull an ID here. So this is what an ID will look like. Okay, let's see what we get back with just putting in the ID here. Okay, so we get back nothing, so we're going to put in the quotes now. Oops, I forgot to wait for the circle to finish loading. So we wait. Right. Okay, you can see what happened here. So this is supposed to be a unique string, and it starts with 4 dash. So if you see what's happening here, anything that starts with the number 4 is trying to pull that in. So it's not detecting, it's not even checking out the GUID. So if we took off the 4 dash, let's see what happens. You can see it actually found the actual GUID, the actual ID, with starting with 4 dash. Now, this may not be a good way of searching the actual string. So what you may want to do is put back in the 4 dash. So when we do that, we know it didn't come back with any value. So now what if we put a plus after the dash now, and let's refresh this. So I took off the code at the end, and I'm going to put it back. Oops, let's give it a little bit of time here. Okay, it looks like it didn't need the codes for this one then. So there you go. So it filtered it down to this here by putting the plus sign. So now you could search the string with 4 dash, and then it actually grabbed the whole string here. So that's another way of searching it. So if we want to do a partial search on the GUID now on this ID, so let's say, okay, we knew the first 3 digits after the 4 dash. All you gotta do is just do that, and it will be able to find, it'll try to find the GUID or the record with that. And to know that it worked, I'll just put a bogus number here just to clear out the record. Okay, and then I'll just remove it again. So we know, looking for something that starts with 4-910, and it'll continue on. And there you go. So it found the record, the exact record that we wanted. Okay, and how would it handle like if you wanted to search within the GUID itself? So let's say you wanted to maybe just capture, if you knew a few of these numbers, it actually filtered it down here. So that worked fine. So maybe we want to do, let's, for example, you had an email or something, some sort of message, and we just wanted to search, do a partial search in the message to see if we could find which record has that. Clear that out, and just gonna put okay, it's taking a while. There you go. So it found one record here, jumped over, so it was contained in this record here. So yeah, so I'm sure there's a bunch of different combinations you could do, but I just kind of gave you like the basics and so how you could get started with your log searching. And this search tool will be available, so as far as I know when I shot this video, it'll be available in the Pro package. I'm not sure if it'll be changed in the future. So you'll get the option to do that full text search, and the amount of days the search stores. So like in the free package, they store up to like 7 days worth of the logs, and then everything from the core, pro to teams, you get about, it'll save about 30 days, and then it will be around 60 days for the enterprise. Well, I hope this helped you out. Just keep me in mind, so just like and subscribe whenever you get a chance. Thank you.